Namaskara, welcome to Correct Kannada. This is Postpositions in Kannada Part 2 video. Okay. First one, again the most important, will be this Agi Ante, okay, as a postposition. So Raju was chosen as the class leader, right? This as the is what we are going to use, create a postposition in Kannada. First, let's understand what this Raju was chosen as the class leader, what type of sentence it is. So when the remaining parts of a sentence describe something more about the subject, then this part is called the subject complement. Okay, that is, usually in sentences you will have a verb that will act on the object, meaning the subject acting on the object, those type of stuff. But if you have a sentence where you have a verb, but it is only describing more about the subject, right? Then it's called a subject complement. As you could see here, Raju is a subject, was chosen is the verb, as the leader, as the class leader. So it just describes more about Raju. He just became a class leader, right? Such sentences are called subject complement, and that's where you will use this agi in Kannada. Okay, Raju mukandavagi ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. So this agi, mukanda means leader, class leader. In general leader, mukanda means leader, right? So Raju mukanda vagi, this agi when added, it is equivalent to as the, right? Ik is choose, ik madalagide. So madalagide means madalu plus agide. So he was chosen, so it's like a indirect speech, okay? Or sorry, it is a passive voice, not indirect speech. It is a passive voice, it's not an active voice. So that's why it's madalagide, right? Madalu plus agide. So this is not the point of discussion here. Point of discussion is this agi. When you add agi to this mukanta vaga, when you add this agi to mukanta, right, it will give as the class leader, that effect. Okay, she seems upset. Avalu nirashayagi kaanidalu. She seems upset, right? So there also you can use this agi. Nirashay is disappointed, like nirashay means disappointed. So she seems disappointed, she looks disappointed, you can say like that. Kaanidalu means she looks, right? Nirashayagi, so here it is this agi is mapping to seems like. Okay, you can also use it for the milk turned sour. Halu halagide, so halu is milk, halagide, so the milk became sour, right? So agu, as we know, is become. So that become can be used for words like seem, turned, looks like. Or for all that, this agu can be used. That's basically my point here. Okay, halu halagide. Halagide means it became. Halagide is mean it got destroyed. Okay, halu is for something to get destroyed. Halagide is halu plus agide. So this agide is basically past perfect. Agu becomes agi ide agide. Okay, sorry, agide will be present perfect, right? So it's agu becomes agi plus ide, right? Since it's ide, if you say agittu or aittu, right? Agittu, if you say agittu, then it's past perfect because it's agi and then ittu. Ittu is in past. But if you say agi ide, then it's present perfect. So this is present perfect. Okay, that's again not the point. The point is that you can use agi to represent words like seemed, turned, as, like that. She is beautiful. Now this is a copular sentence. Again, copular sentence means it will have a subject and it will have a verb like is, and it will have the rest of the part of the sentence will only be describing the subject rather than subject operating on the object and all sorts of things. No, such a sentence is called a copular sentence. Now in copular sentences also you can use agi. Like for example, one way of writing a copular sentence, this she is beautiful in Kannada is avalu sundari. Okay, sundari means she's beautiful. But if you say she looks beautiful, avalu sundariyagi kanuttale. Sundariyagi, so this agi points to this looks like kind of thing. Okay, it seems like it will rain. Okay, male baruvante or baru hage. Hage is also one more word I didn't mention here. Hage means like that, even if you can use it for seems. Okay, but here we are emphasizing more on agi and ante. So male baruvante toruttade. Toruttade means it looks, it is showing as if it's going to rain. So male baruvante or baru hage toruttade. Okay, hage means like that. Okay, next, it feels like summer, right? Bisige kala ante or bisige kalavante anisuttade. Anisu is to feel. Okay, so it feels like kala ante. So here it's like it feels like, right? Like is what this ante is all about. He seems curious. ಅವನು ಕುತೂಹಲಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಕುತೂಹಲಕಾರಿ means curious. A curious person. Kari already here. So kutuhalakariyagi, right? That seems is this agi. The night grew dark. Ratri ratri kattalagi belayitu. Right? Bele is to grow. Right? Belayitu means has grown, like that, has grown. Kattala is darkness. Okay. So the night has gone dark. Right? There you say Kattalayagi. So it's like some continuous process that is happening. Something changing into something. In those places you'll use Agi or Ante. Then seems like, it seems like, also you will use Ante. That's what we are trying to, that's what I'm trying to emphasize here. Okay. Food tasted bad. Ahara aruchikaravagi ittu. Aruchi. Ruchikara means tasty. Aruchi means not tasty, right? Aruchikaravagi ittu, right? It seemed, it did not taste well. There you use aruchikaravagi. The old woman was talking to herself. Okay. Muduki means old woman. Muduki taneyagi mattadutta iddalu. She was like talking continuously. So mattadutta iddalu, past continuous, was talking, right? Taneyagi. Taneyagi means, here the agi says she to herself, right? Taneyagi means to herself, right? Then you use this agi. Okay. Jiva Huvagide. This is actually name of a TV serial that I saw recently, so I thought it would be relevant here. So Jiva Huvagide means life became a flower, right? Something becomes something else and you'll use Agi, because Agi means to happen or to become. Agu means to happen or to. So Jiva means life. Hu means flower. Huvagide, right? So this Agide means something became. Okay. Halu Mosaragide means milk became curd. Okay. Nannannu ದೊಡ್ಡವನಂತೆ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ದಡ್ಡನಂತೆ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ದಡ್ಡನಂತೆ ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಡ. Do not assume that I am a fool. So ದಡ್ಡನಂತೆ. So do not assume is ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಡ. Okay. That I'm a fool. Like as if I'm a fool. So that's where you will say ante. Like as if. Right. Those type of things you will say ante agi. Right. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ದಡ್ಡನಾಗಿ ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳ also same. ದಡ್ಡನಂತೆ ದಡ್ಡನಾಗಿ ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳು. I mentioned this before. It's used very, very commonly in spoken Kannada. They will not say ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳು, they'll say ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳು. ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳು, they will say this. Do will not be there. Okay. ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ನೀನು ನಾಳೆ ಬರುವೆ ಎಂದು or ಬರುವೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, they'll say. I thought you will come tomorrow. Right. So this I thought is usually this ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳು. Okay. Just remember that this one caused a lot of confusion for me initially when I was learning Kannada. Say about when I started learning about 8 months back. Okay. So ನಿನ್ನ ಸುಳ್ಳನ್ನು ನಿಜವಂತೆ ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡೆ. Again, one more ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡೆ purposely put so that we get used to it. I took your lie as truth, right? So ನಿನ್ನ ಸುಳ್ಳು means lie. ನಿಜವಂತೆ, as if it was new, it was real. Nija means real, as if it was real. ನಿಜವಂತೆ ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡೆ. I assumed that your lie seemed like actually it was true. Okay, again, agi ante endu, these are used again in object complements. I'll tell you what object complement is. So they chose Raju as the leader, right? Now Raju became the object, right? Raju was chosen as a leader, Raju was subject. Now they became the subject, chose Raju. So Raju is the object as the leader. So that as the leader is basically describing more about the object. That's why it's called an object complement. So when the remaining parts of a sentence describe something more about the object, it's called an object complement. When the remaining parts of a sentence describe something more of the subject, then it's called a subject complement. Meaning here there is no work done. Typically in sentences with verb, there will be some work done, right? The subject will do some work on the object. Such a thing is not there. It is just a description of the object or a description of the subject. Those are all called complements, right? Object complement. The part is called complement. The sentence is called a copula sentence. Okay. ಅವರು ರಾಜುವನ್ನು ಮುಖಂಡನಾಗಿ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. Same sentence as this ಆಗಿ is used. They named the boy ಹರ್ಷ. ಅವರು ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಹರ್ಷ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಇಟ್ಟರು. So anta here means like that. Okay, like that they named the boy. So this is how. So when you tell your name in Kannada, you will say like this: Nanna hesaru Gopi anta. They will say Nanna hesaru Kiran anta, like that. So they will just say anta after that. Whenever you are introducing, you will say anta. Okay, it's a normal way of speaking. Okay, some object complements are accusing you. Okay, then avaru nannannu. ಅವರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ, right? ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ mean ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನ means president, right? ಅವರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ ಚುನಾಯಿಸಿದರು. ಚುನಾಯಿಸಿದರು means they voted, they elected, right? So ಚುನಾಯಿಸು means to select or elect. ಚುನಾಯಿಸಿದರು. So ಅವರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ, president ಆಗಿ ಚುನಾಯಿಸಿದರು. Okay, ಚುನಾಯಿಸು is to elect. Okay, again agi. For verbs involving mental state, then you will use endu, right? Is used instead of agi. For example, words where you have pariganisu to consider, right? Tili is to know, right? Then bage is to consider, nambu is believe. Example, avaru nimmannu ದೇವರೆಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. They consider you as God. As God we say, right? That as is all endu, agi, ante are all meaning as. Okay. ದೇವರಂತೆ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. Okay. ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ದೇವರೆಂದು. Here it's ದೇವರಂತೆ also you can use ದೇವರಾಗಿ, but ದೇವರೆಂದು is much more suitable. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. ಪರಿಗಣಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ, consider. For all the other verbs also it's the same concept of using endu, but nobody will stop you if you say agi or ante. It's still fine. Endu is more appropriate. Okay, next one, more examples with agi, ante. The judge found him guilty. ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧಿಪತಿ ಅವನನ್ನು ಅಪರಾಧಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾಯಿಸಿದರು, right? So ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧಿಪತಿ, the judge, ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧಿಪತಿ ಅವನನ್ನು ಅಪರಾಧಿಯಾಗಿ, as a culprit or as guilty, right? ನಿರ್ಧಾಯಿಸಿದರು meaning he decided. Then Kiran calls his dog Tiger. Kiran ತನ್ನ ನಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಟೈಗರ್ ಅಂತೆ or ಟೈಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. Tiger ante or tiger anta. Anta is preferred here, it's not ante. So tiger anta karayuttane. Okay. The king named his youngest son his successor. Raja tanna kiriya maganannu ಮುಂದಿನ ರಾಜವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಕಟನ ಮಾಡಿದರು. means he made a decision. Prakatana ಮಾಡಿದರು, he made a decision. That is Kiriya. Kiriya means younger. Hiriya means elder. Kiriya Magan means younger son. Hiriya Magan means elder son. Okay. Then Ake cute-agi iddale. She is looking cute. So here also you can use this agi. Okay, cute-agi means like cute, like that. Okay. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತಾನು ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡುವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನವೇ ಶಸ್ತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಬಲ್ಲರು. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು meaning women of the olden days, right? Whatever they use, those utensils that they use for cooking, that itself they use as weapons. Shastravagi, right? Upayogisa, ballaru means they are capable. Balla is to be capable. Upayoga is to use. Right? They are capable to use it as a shastra. Shastra means weapon. So shastravagi. Okay? Then so it's like here when you use one object to do some other purpose, then you use this agi. Okay. See, this is actually their aduge is cooking utensil. They are using it as a weapon. So that's why shastravagi. Okay. Radha ಕುರ್ಚಿಯನ್ನು right ಮೆಟ್ಟಿಲಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿದಳು. So Radha kurchiyannu meaning the chair, ಮೆಟ್ಟಿಲಾಗಿ she used the chair as a step to reach something, right? So here also kurchi is supposed to be, a chair is supposed to be for sitting, but she uses it for as a staircase. Mettilu is more like a staircase or a ladder, right? Mettilu is actually the steps of a staircase. It's called a mettilu. So mettilagi, right? Upayogisidalu, she used. Okay. Then ಮೀನುಗಾರರು ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರವನ್ನು ಹಡಗಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ದ್ವೀಪದಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದರು. So ಮೀನುಗಾರ means fisherman, right? ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರವನ್ನು meaning the coconut tree. ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರ, coconut trees, the trunk, right? ಹಡಗಾಗಿ, they used it as a boat, the trunk of the coconut tree, right? They use hadagu is boat. Hadagagi upayogisi dvipadinda, from the island ache, they came outside the island bandaru. So this is also an example of one object being used for other than we use agi. Okay, now here is another postposition called ashtu. It's like as much as, right? So genitive. So you take the genitive case of a noun, and then you add ashtu to it, you'll get the effect of as much as. So that's what we are trying to say in this slide. So the object of an equation is in genitive case. Okay, so ninnashtu nanage taalume illa bidu. I am not as patient as you. Leave it. Bidu means leave it. So ninnashtu means as much as patient as you. So I am not as patient as you. So this as patient as, right, is implemented as ninna plus ashtu. Okay, you could see here ninna, which is a shashti vibhakti of neenu. Okay, ninna plus ashtu. Ashtu means that much, right? So it's equivalent to as noun as, right, or as patient as, like that. Okay, so that's the idea here. So ಈ ಪದ್ಯ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಗೆಳತಿಯಷ್ಟು ಮಧುರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. So hengelati means girlfriend, right? Ee padya means this poem, this poetry. This poetry is not as sweet as your girlfriend, like that. So hengelatiyashtu. So you are taking the noun hengalatiya, right? So that you are taking the noun, take the shashti vibhakti of it, and then add ashtu to it. So ashtu will be added to the noun. Remember that. So nimma manayashtu. Mane is also a noun. Manayashtu. Manaya plus ashtu. So nimma manayashtu sundaravada mane prapanchadalli nanu nodilla. Prapancha means world. In the world I have not seen a house as beautiful as yours. As beautiful as. So that is basically implemented as ashtu. Ramanishtu somanige nipunatana illa. It's as much as. So nipunatana means skill. So Soma did not have as much skill as Rama. So you'll say Ramanashtu somanige nipunatana. Nipunatana means skillfulness. Illa. Ashtu kopa ollayadilla. So this is another use of ashtu, just to remind you that ashtu can be used this way. That much anger is not good. Okay? There also you can use ashtu. Kopa is anger. Okay. Okay, the next useful postposition is called tara. Tara means of this quality, but it also is used for like and similar. So tara actually means quality, literally. Okay, then let's look at the usage, then you will understand. Stop being mad and think sensibly. Huchantara irvadannu nilisi, right? Pragnavantavagi yochisi, right? Pragnavantavagi means sensibly. Pragna means sense, right? Consciousness. So pragnavanta means with consciousness, or with sensibly, basically. That's what it means, consciously. Stop being mad. So hucha means a madman. Huchi means a madwoman. But huchu means madness. Okay. So here when you say huchantara, right? Like a hucha, like a madman. That's what here we are trying to say here. Tara. Huchantara iruvadannu, being like a madman, nilisi, stop. I mean after stopping. Pragnavantavagi, with sensibility, ಯೋಚಿಸಿ, think. Okay. Then ಮೂರ್ಖಂತರ ಇರಲು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ, right? ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. Something similar to this in same. Murkhan means as a fool, right? Murkhantara, don't be like a fool. Stop being a fool and think calmly. Nidhanavagi chintane madi means think calmly. ಅವನು ದಡ್ಡಂತರ ಮಾತನಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. He is speaking like a fool. Like is all this tara. Dadda means somebody who is like a fool, right? That's dadda. ಅವನು ದಡ್ಡಂತರ ಮಾತನಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ means he is speaking. By the way, matadu is a colloquial form of saying matanadu. Matanadu is the actual verb, matanadu, to speak. But most people use it as matadu. The na they will leave. They'll just say matadu. Okay. ಈ ತರ low class ಬಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹಾಕುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. I do not put on. Haku is to put. I do not put on ಈ ತರ, these type of low class. So ಈ ತರ means like this, right? Of thing of this quality. Then you use ಈ ತರ. ಆ ತರ, ಈ ತರ. One more example is ಆ ತರ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅಂತೆ, ಆ ತರ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಡ. Don't look at me like that type of a girl. So it's something like that. That type of, this type of is ಈ ತರ, ಆ ತರ you can use. Okay. Then as for me, this is also very commonly used. Antu. Okay. So this is like ನಾನಂತೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಹೋಗಲಿ. So ನಾನಂತೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. As for me, I'm not going. Right? I have made my decision. Now, as for me, I'm not going. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ, if anybody else wants, they can go, like that. So ನಾನಂತೂ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. I for one. In English we say that, right? I for one will not do it. So here, ನಾನಂತೂ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಡ, I for one will not leave you. It means that I'm certainly not going to leave you. It gives some kind of certainty, this antu, nanantu, and it's added typically to pronouns, right? So nanu plus antu, nanantu. It is like saying, I don't care what happens, I will not leave you. Okay. I for one am not going. If anyone else wants to go, can go. So that's similar to this. So ನಾನಾದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದರೂ ಜೀವಿಸಬಲ್ಲೆ. As for me, I can live anywhere. So this is a different form of this. It's not nanantu. So nanadaru means as again, it's like as for me, right? If you as per me, or if you consider me, right? Nanadaru elliyadaru means anywhere, right? Jeevisaballe means able to live. Right? So nanadaru elliyadaru jeevisaballe means as for me. So this is a different form, but antu is what we are trying to explain here. So nanantu means as for me. Okay, that's this antu. You will hear this in TV serials, movies, or whatever. That's where I would like you to at least be aware that there is some word like this which says, right? We may take time to use this in our speech, but it is important to understand these suffixes and know that they exist. Then next one, agiruvaga, being while being. Okay, being a teacher, you should be more disciplined, right? ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾಗಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಿಸ್ತುಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಶಿಸ್ತುಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ discipline. So ಶಿಸ್ತುಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. So being a teacher. So ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾಗಿ ಇರುವಾಗ, that's basically what is ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ. Being a father, you should be more responsible. ಒಂದು ತಂದೆಯಾಗಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯೊಡನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಒಡನೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್. ಒಡನೆ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್. ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯೊಡನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ then ಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿರು means to abide by. That's what we saw. ಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿರು means to abide by. Okay. So ಶಿಸ್ತು ಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿರು means to abide by what you call discipline. Okay. Here ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ is used to say being a teacher. Okay. Or being 80% like that you want to say. Then you will say ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ. Okay. Then ಇರುವುದರ, of being, in being. Advantage of being a doctor is that you get free medicine. Okay. ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಇರುವುದರ ಸೌಕರ್ಯ ಏನೆಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಔಷಧಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗಿ means as a doctor, ಇರುವುದರ ಸೌಕರ್ಯ means convenience. ಇರುವುದರ of being, convenience of being a doctor. ಏನಂದರೆ what it means. ಏನಂದರೆ means what it is. ನಿಮಗೆ, for you. ಹಣವಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಹಣ is money. ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ means without money. ಔಷಧಿ is medicine. ಸಿಗುತ್ತದೆ, you will get it. ಸಿಗು is to get. Then ಇರುವುದರ so ಇರುವುದರ is Shashti Vibhakti of iruvudu. Okay, iruvudu is being. So when you do a Shashti Vibhakti of iruvudu, you get of being or in being. Right? You can even say iruvudalli for in being. Iruvudara is Shashti Vibhakti. Okay. ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಾಗಿ ಇರುವುದರ ಕಷ್ಟ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. Only I know the difficulty of being a rich man. Right? ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಾಗಿ ಇರುವುದರ ಕಷ್ಟ. Next is bahudada, is that able that you put as a suffix in English. It equates to bahudada. Okay, so ennisa bahudada is countable, right? For people who have learned Java, right, you actually have something like this, a Java class which will basically have that countable, right? Those type of classes that you can what you call add as an attribute to a class in Java. I've seen that before. So something similar, right? So bahudada. So ennisa bahudada means ennisu means to count. Okay, ennisa bahudada means countable. Okay, then mada bahudada means doable, right? You can say hela bahudada means tellable, or matada bahudada means speakable, right? So all this abul that we get in English as a suffix, you can use this bahudada in front of. So mada bahudada, mada is do, right? Madu, mada bahudada. Then sadisa bahudada, achievable. Sadisu is to achieve, achievable goal. Sadisa bahudada, guri, goal. So bahudada is also a useful postposition. Okay. Arha is also able. Bahudada is countable. Arha is able. Okay, so it's like Nambal Arha means reliable. I found only one example, so I put that. It is just to be for you to be aware of such words. Reliable means Nambu means to believe. Nambal Arha, right? Nambal Arha means reliable. Okay, so alternate use of because in English, in Kannada, because there is a specific word called yakendere. I will mention this in our video for conjunction. We have one video for conjunction and we have one video for adverbs coming up. So the video for conjunction will talk about this because. So there is a word in Kannada specifically for because which is yakendere. So yakendere literally means why, if you ask. So yak endere, if you ask why. That's what this because is all about. So there is another alternate, that is what I'm trying to say, and it is a postposition. Okay, so it's called the darinda. Okay, so male hoyyubadarinda ಛತ್ರಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. Because it's raining, you have to take umbrella. ಹುಯ್ಯು is to pour. Right? ಮಳೆ ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದರಿಂದ ಛತ್ರಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. I have to take umbrella. So ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದು, right? So ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದು is act of pouring. We saw this vudu. To that we did the Panchami Vibhakti. That's what this ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದರಿಂದ. Due to the act of pouring of an umbrella must be taken. So ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದು plus inda is a Panchami Vibhakti. That's why ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದರಿಂದ. Right? ಹುಯ್ಯುವದ, the ra is added as a what is called as a sandhi. Okay? ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದು plus inda. Right? ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದಿಂದ is also possible. ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದರಿಂದ is what is commonly used. You can always say ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದಿಂದ. Right? That's also correct. Right? So ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದರಿಂದ is another such expression, but means the same. So the re can be replaced with, so the ra can be removed. You can just put the e to the d. So ಹುಯ್ಯುವುದಿಂದ is fine. From the pouring, right? Huyyuvadinda means from the pouring. If you want to say due to the pouring, then you say huyyuvadarinda. Right? Okay. Antilla. Antilla means ante plus illa is what is antilla. Okay. Anuvadisuvantilla means not to be translated. Anuvadisu is to translate. So not, these are all like things that shows up in the copyright statements in books. So I think I picked that up from there. Right? Anuvadisuvantilla means not to be translated. Such suffix is used in copyright statement. Any root verb can be added with the above suffix to get the not to be. Okay. Maduvantilla means not to be copy maduvantilla means not to be copied. Right? Because madu is do, not to do copying like that. Okay. ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ, right? ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ, right? ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ or ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಕಟಿಸುವಂತಿಲ್ಲ, meaning not to be published. Prakati is to publish. Prakatisu is to publish. So prakatisuvantiല്ല means not to be published elsewhere. ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ, and it also means ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ. So ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ means elsewhere. Right? ಬೇರೆಡೆಗೆ or ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ. ಕಡೆ means side, so ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ means other sides. It means elsewhere. Prakatiಸುವಂತಿಲ್ಲ, not to be published. This not to be is ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ante plus illa. Okay. Laguvudu. So this is basically ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುವುದು, will be carried out, undertaken. For those type of things, you will see it again in newspapers and all. You will see this. Madalaguvudu, will be made. So it is like will be, right? Then aguvudu is what you see here. So aguvudu. So it is all in passive voice. Okay. Barayalaguvudu, will be written. Right? Then so it is basically infinite mode lu form, right? Barayalu, madalu, right? Kaigollalu, right? And you add aguvudu to it. That's how you get it. So such shaili, right? Such shaili means style, by the way. Such shaili will be used in legal documents, government documents. Okay. The word shaili means style. Okay. Then modalu, munche, nantara, mele. Okay, how these are used. Okay. Very easy usage. Modalu means before. Okay. Then munche means also is before. Okay. Nantara means later, after. Mele means also is after. Okay. Modalu munche, right? Sorry, maduva munche means maduva, before doing. So maduva munche means before doing. Madida mele means after doing. Right? Here maduva is your present or future relative participle. Okay. Maduva munche, future relative participle of madu. That's why you have the maduva. Madida is past relative participle. Madida mele means after doing. Right? Kelsa madida mele nanage kare madu. Call me after your work, like that. So this is madida mele. Oduva modalu, before reading. Oduva modalu, prarthane madabeku. You have to do a prayer before reading, like that. Oduva modalu. Oduva means read. Right? So this word tells you that it's a present or a future relative participle. Modalu means before. ಓದಿದ ನಂತರ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್, ಓದಿದ ನಂತರ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ದ ಬುಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಓದಿದ ನಂತರ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಮೊದಲು, ಮುಂಚೆ, ನಂತರ, ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ಇನ್ನು. ಓಕೆ, ರವಿ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ 2 ಜನರು ಮದುವೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ರವಿ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ apart from Ravi. So the allade means apart from Ravi, innu, even more, or also, eradu janaru, 2 people, 2 extra people, right? 2 more, if you want to say 2 more people. So innu eradu janaru maduvege, for the marriage hoguttare, they are going for the wedding. So that's innu. Okay, so this is this negative quantifiers, the dirgha u. Okay, ಅವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಅವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಮದುವೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಇಸ್ ಹೂ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯಾರಿಗೆ, if you say ಯಾರಿಗೆ means for who. When you say ಯಾರಿಗೂ, for no one. Okay, that's what this ಯಾರಿಗೂ. That who is making it negative. Okay, ಅವನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೂ ಹಣ ಉಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಉಳಿಸಿ is to save. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೂ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ means a little. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೂ, even a little money. ಉಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, did not save. Okay, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೂ. ಆ ಮಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ಹಾಕುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ means always, all days. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ means which day. If you just say yavattu, but if you put this dirgha kombu, right, yavattu means all days. Yavattu. Namma sambandhikaru yaru Nobel Prize geddilla. Geddilla is to win. Sambandhikaru means relatives. Yaru. So yaru means, if you just put ya and ru with a single, the harsva kombu, it means who. When you say yaru means no one. Okay, that's the yaru. Ondu maneyu sigalilla. I did not get any house. Maneyu. So if you just add you to any noun, it means no house. That's what it means. That's a speciality of this. Who, negative quantifiers. Other postposition. Now this is an incomplete list because in the adverbs tutorial we'll have many more. Those are all actually typically adverbs. They'll make more sense if they are introduced as adverbs, and therefore I put all those postpositions in adverbs. Okay, but some of them I have just given here for your interest. Okay, goskara, gagi, saluvagi, for the sake of. This was introduced along with the chaturthi vibhakti, if you remember, but actually they are postpositions. Okay, goskara means ninagoskara. I mean these things will attach with pronouns. So ನಾನು ನಿನಗೋಸ್ಕರ means for you. ನಾನು ನಿನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಕೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ means I have made a cake for you, just for you. So then you use goskara. So goskara is like it attaches to personal nouns, and it is meant to say for the person, for you, for me. ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು. Gagi is also same. Okay, saluvagi also mean same, right? For my sake, like that. ನನ್ನ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು means for my sake do this. ಹೊರತು means except. Okay, ಅವನು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳದೆ ಹೊರತು ನಾನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So he to me, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ, ಕ್ಷಮೆ means forgiveness, ಕೇಳದೆ without asking, ಹೊರತು except that, ನಾನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So I will not eat until he asks ಕ್ಷಮೆ, right? Asks forgiveness to me. Then this ಹೊರತು is used. Okay, ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ means regarding. ಈ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು means about this topic. So it's ವಿಷಯ. ವಿಷಯ means topic. ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ means regarding. Okay, that is the last slide. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. If you have any questions, please write to correctcannada@gmail.com. I'll try to answer your questions.